What's up, Lydia? Sean? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. I mean, damn it, the Ravens won. Come on, wake up, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
That's my team. They
The
won.
Bears are playing right now, so
Who's playing?
the Bears versus New Orleans. Hopefully they can pull it out. Who knows?
Well, all right. I don't want the Saints to win, so I'll go with your team, Lydia. But yeah, but the Ravens won, so y'all should be happy. But today I figured it's just no way for us to not weigh in and give our thoughts, opinions, and views about the attack on the Capitol. There's just no way around that. That's something major that I feel like should not have happened. And for all of the viewers, we, may end up being all over the place because you guys know this is not scripted. So it's just us talking, friends talking, and giving our personal thoughts and opinions. And one thing that I'm irritated about, it's a couple of things, but one thing that has gotten under my skin is it's the amount of people, Republicans, Democrats, all of them, that have now found fault with Donald Trump, and even going with Twitter, Facebook, everybody that suspended him. I feel like I voted for some of those people to be in office. My life is just as important as theirs, but it took their life to be in jeopardy 2 weeks before he leaves office to see that there's a problem. Something's wrong with that. My life matters. My life is just as important as theirs. So that's the first thing I want to get off my chest. Yes, I'm thankful that they're doing something, but I feel like something could have and should have been done a long time ago. And okay, yeah, it's nice that now, okay, let me just say, Hawley and Cruz need to leave. But, it was very telling, had that attack never happened, there would still have been a massive amount of elected officials saying that the election was rigged, and we know it wasn't. But now, because of what happened, all of a sudden it's different. Lindsey Graham, no. So I hope everybody that I voted for, but all of the elected officials, to consider my life to be just as important as yours. So I got that off my chest. I got to vent. So back to the attack. 2 weeks ago, we did a segment on civil unrest. And I told you guys that I felt like there was the potential for it to get out of hand, for something major to happen. And so Lydia asked me why. I said I had 2 reasons. And one of the reasons, I said there's a lot of veterans that support Donald Trump. But my biggest reason was because of how many police officers and law enforcement organizations that are loyal to him. In my heart, every fiber of my being, I feel like the law enforcement The Capitol Police were reporting and working off of Donald Trump's orders. Governor Hogan offered help. It was turned down. It was turned down. They did not accept his help until 90 minutes in. The Department of Defense, they offered help starting 3 days before this. It was turned down. You guys saw the Capitol Police. They saw the massive number of people there. They saw how many people were there, just like we saw it on our TVs. Why would it be turned down? Why would you say no? Why would you tell Governor Hogan no? Why? I mean, y'all, help this make sense to me. Something's not right there. And then, last night, I messaged you guys and I told you all, just because of the way my mind works for everybody that's watching, the one thing that is bugging me out of all of this is Jim Clyburn. He said he has 2 offices. One has his name on it, it's publicized. The other one is a secret location. They only went into his second office. He said, how would they know that? Somebody had to tell. So now, before I turn it over to you guys, even more with Facebook, Shopify, Spotify, Twitter. I'm not going to name everybody, Amazon, Google, shutting things down. Now, more than ever, I'm concerned about civil unrest and that there is a loyalty within law enforcement tied to Donald Trump. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to whoever wants to go next to respond or say your thoughts and views.
You can go first, Sean.
Okay. So I talked to you last night. I think that we run more of the risk of civil unrest now that the apps and all of them have been blocking Donald Trump and his Q crew. Anyway, the fact the fact of the matter is that they're not going to look at it like he's banned and Lindsay and Powell's banned and Flynn are banned because they breach terms of service. They're not looking at it like that. They think that these people's First Amendment rights are being taken away, which is categorically false, because a business can determine how it wants to conduct business, and that's its own decision unless previously regulated. Anyway, so like I said, they're gonna feel like their First Amendment's being taken away, and they already feel like Joe Biden's going to be taking away their Second Amendment rights, which is categorically false. But the fact of the matter is that it's all of this is predicated upon the lies that their elected officials and their pundits are telling them, and that's where all of this comes from. Some of the Republicans, like you stated earlier, are starting to feel uncomfortable with what's going on, but
Right.
Some of them are still perpetuating the nonsense and saying, oh no, let's not impeach him because it's going to make it hard for us to heal. Well, where in the last 4 years have you been interested in healing is what I'm questioning. Right. Like why is this just now coming out that you lost everything, that it's time to heal? Listen, I don't advocate for violence. You know me. I don't. But I advocate for justice, and there needs to at least be a nice lamb chop on the plate before I'm satisfied. I don't know if that made any sense.
That makes sense. I got you.
But this is nonsense. I'm sorry, Lydia. Just one more thing.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just getting into the whole thing.
The right is trying to twist it into it either being a false flag or it being Antifa. And I'm trying to say this. For every one Antifa person you put up, I'm going to put up 10, 20, 30 Trump supporters, including the QAnon shaman and the friggin' GOP
right.
legislators that have been arrested for
That's
this.
right.
You can't twist this narrative. It ain't twistable. The best thing that you can do is own it and what's a spring clean your house.
That's right.
So that this stuff doesn't happen again. All right, I'm done.
You guys are coming from facts. I'm going to come with emotions because that's what it did to me. We, like Vonda said, we did a segment a couple weeks ago about this and civil unrest. And I was like, nah, I don't think it's going to be that bad, and I was completely wrong. This is probably the worst thing that could have happened. At least, okay, first of all, this was bound to happen with the environment that not only Trump cultivated, but the GOP allowed. So all of them, I believe, are to blame for all of this. This is one of the most embarrassing things that has ever happened in my lifetime. To us as Americans. I was somewhere between sad and angry. I was pissed, but what makes you pissed, even more pissed, is when you see them in the tents with all those TVs, the video with Donald Jr.
Oh.
That made me ill to my stomach. That made me so upset because they're celebrating, they're they're looking at the fruits of their labor because this was all planned. It wasn't a false flag in the sense that it was from the government, although he did have a lot of help from law enforcement officials. Because
you think so too, Lydia?
Huh?
You think that too?
Yeah, none of this could have popped off without.
Thank you.
The Capitol is a labyrinth.
Yeah.
It is a labyrinth. They could not have gotten to some other places that they went to without some kind of inside help. This was an inside job, but not by the entire government. It was by Trump and Trump allies, and that's what happened. And so they stopped the help that came along. They were waiting I bet you they were just like, okay, did they get Nancy yet? Did they get Pence yet? With the zip ties? I bet you they were sitting there waiting.
Dude, and him and Pence have, sorry for interrupting, him and Pence having no communication. They have not spoken.
Pence knows.
They have not spoken.
Because
He's
Pence
the
knows.
Vice President.
Like, seriously, Trump needs, I'm not an advocate for violence, but he needs to go down. He really does. He needs to pay the piper for what he's done. And I'm sorry, but yes, it does. All of our lives matter. But if this is what it took to get Congress to do something about him and really do it, instead of be like, oh, we're going to slap him on the wrist. Oh, we're going to let him go. No, if this is what it takes, do it, because this dude is a danger, not even just now, but after he leaves. Yes. Because if he leaves and he's still on Twitter and he's still stoking these fires, these people are so enthralled in him. You got people that are Trumpers that are moving to Florida now because he was in Florida. What kind of culty crap is that? I'm just saying, I'm done.
You can have them.
Yeah. I don't want them.
You can have them, Lydia.
Yeah.
Can I have a compulsion. You know how I am. So I came across a fact check. I think it was by USA Today or Newsweek that stated that the video that they were watching in the tent was prior to that. It was them watching the whole speeches and stuff going on, and not the Capitol building. And that was done by a respectable fact checking. You know that I do my due diligence.
Regardless, I have no doubt in my mind that they were there.
No. That
Yeah,
is the only thing that is the only thing that I'm stating because I agree with. I've seen a video where the Capitol Police officers pulling back the thing and going like this
yes.
to the crowd. So I'm not trying to dispute that. I'm just telling you that the one video in the tent I've seen a fact check on by either Newsweek or USA Today, and they're pretty credible as far
I
as
mean, but even with that, they're in the tent looking at this massive crowd of people,
yeah.
rioters. They're amped up. Kimberly
The
Guilfoyle's dancing.
yeah the period of time
It
that
doesn't matter to me whether they had stormed the Capitol or not. Trump knew what was coming. I wished I had counted how many times when he spoke to them, he told them to fight.
yeah,
Go
yeah
and fight.
and
They,
all the people that was before him like Tommy Tuberville and Giuliani and
yeah,
all them.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in no way. Listen, I am
Oh,
with you
okay.
on
He's
on
like,
the
don't y'all drag
overall.
me. He was like,
No, no,
don't
no.
y'all.
I'm with you. I'm with you on the overall thing. It's just my compulsion in what I do on my channel as far as
That's
Yeah.
just
fact
integrity.
checking and stuff.
That's just integrity.
Integrity, yeah.
Thanks for correcting it. But
No, it's
seriously,
okay.
but
I
the
agree
thing
with
is,
you.
regardless, the fact is that these people, it was planned, and I have no doubt in my mind. That's why they didn't release the National Guard within 90 minutes, because they were waiting to see what was going to happen if they could find what Pence, because and Pelosi. I mean, that was where they were hanging. They were like hang Pence outside, weren't they?
And they were
They were
chanting.
chanting. Yeah.
And when Governor Hogan spoke, you could see the irritation. He couldn't believe it. You could tell how 90 minutes. This is the U.S. Capitol. 90 minutes, and he said three times. They refused.
Yep.
So now I've got to ask. Now, do you guys see where I was coming from 2 weeks ago, as far as Black people of color being, heck, one woman did get assaulted on the same day.
Yeah.
One Black woman. But now do you see where I'm coming from and feeling like the police officers are not going to do anything because they're part of it. That's why that's my biggest fear, is the loyalty, not to the badge that they're wearing, not to protect and to serve, but because of their loyalties to.
So
I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do y'all still think I'm over?
well, no, we never disagreed that there was going to be flare-ups. It's just how wide-reaching the flare-ups are going to be. You guys are veterans. You served in the armed forces. Nobody's going to tell you better than yourselves how your gut feels about this kind of thing. It's just how wide-reaching it's going to be that we do. But real quick before I forget, since you brought it up, so the woman that was basically attacked by the crowd, and then you had the white guy bear hug her and take her away that you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that a couple of the people that were involved that were like vicious with her, their daughter turned them in. Their daughter was pissed because they kicked her out of the household for going to Black Lives Matter protests and things like that. And then she sees them on video and she puts it out there to the world.
Karma.
Oof.
That's karma.
But what I've seen though is, and this is a discussion we've had in my house personally, a lot of people who've seen their family members at the storming the Capitol, they've been turning their family members in.
Yes.
Yep.
And my daughter asked me, what if it was someone we knew? Because, I have family members that are Trump supporters. What if it was someone we knew?
I'm telling.
That's what the
I'm
consensus
telling.
was.
I can't. I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Yeah.
So
What?
it's the
No.
seat of our government. Okay, so you see a lot of people trying to compare wrongly what happened at the Capitol and the protests that have been happening this year wrongly, because there's a difference between protesting injustice and protesting that you lost. Okay, I'm sorry, but there's a difference. But it's a seat of our government. Like okay, so we're not supposed to burn flags, even though it's covered under the First Amendment. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying. We're not supposed to take a knee at games, but it's okay to go in and piss on the Capitol wall, smear shit,
Yeah, literally.
destroy
Nasty.
and that's what I'm wondering is how we just had a complete flip. Okay, well, do blue lives not matter anymore because the police officer was killed, and then you also saw the one that was getting crushed in the door by both sides. Can't you just say, yeah, that was wrong, and not try to do the whataboutism? I don't. Whataboutism gets me. It does. It gets me so bad. You can say two things that I don't agree with either one of them. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like none of us on here ever commend rioters, no matter what the color
That's right.
or position is. Okay, but we do stand up for people's right to peaceful protest.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
right.
This country would not exist without it.
And nothing about that. It was planned.
Mm-hmm.
It was planned. Nothing about that was peaceful. Nothing.
I told you about Lauren Boebert, I think her name is, how they're looking into her because they're claiming that she was tweeting where Pelosi's location was throughout the siege. So they're currently investigating that. You have claims that law enforcement officers off duty flashed their badges and things to get in.
Yeah.
And military members.
And military.
Military members. I mean, they have GOP legislators. Like, these are the people that are supposed to write the laws. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I didn't see any Democrats in there.
Yeah.
It's all I know is this is scary. I will be home more than I have ever been. And I've been home a lot. I'm home the majority of the time. But I don't think this is going to be one and done.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That definitely was not the last. Do I have confidence that the National Guard is going to get it taken care of? Hell yeah. Do I personally think that law enforcement officers have been swapped out and sent to different, maybe relieved? We don't know. I don't have to know. Yeah, changes have been made. Not everybody's bad. Not all law enforcement's bad.
Right.
I have absolutely nothing bad to say about the National Guard because they weren't allowed to come in and do their jobs.
Right.
They said that the FBI is even looking for firemen that were a part of this. Until, just a side note, gotta shout out Ossoff and Warnock. Damn it. I promise when it is time to vote, nobody better not ever come to me again and tell me that their vote does not matter.
Come on.
They better not ever in life say that to me again. Georgia, you showed up and y'all showed out.
That's right.
Yeah, we might not have massive changes, but change is going to come.
That's right.
Primarily because we got Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Warnock, and Ossoff elected. So change is coming. So there's not a doubt in my mind things are going to get on track. But this has been going on. Donald Trump has had 4 years to build this army. At least 4 years. It's not one and done. But I do have confidence that President Biden is going to get it under control. Our National Guard's going to get it under control. I wouldn't have a problem if they start acting up, and when Biden takes over, he has to declare martial law. Not at all. He's not going to be picking up good people. He's going to be getting rid of the bad people. And what's funny, ironic, I have 2 things, then I'll turn it over to you guys. One, I wish I could remember the guy's name. There's a guy who was part of the attack on the United States Capitol. Well, his job found out. He was a CEO of a company. He said that was the worst. He's never ever been arrested before in his life. It was the worst mistake he ever made. And he said he feels so bad for embarrassing his family, his coworkers. You only feel bad because you got caught.
That's right.
You knew you had time. You had time to turn around. You saw the massive amount of people. You knew you didn't have, nobody had permission to go in the Capitol. Nobody. You knew it was off limits, but you took your ass in there anyway. I don't give a damn about you feeling bad now, because you don't. You feel bad because you got caught and you got exposed.
That's right.
The board fired.
And then Kellyanne Conway, I tweeted about this. Now this witch, and she does look like a witch, physically,
like the crypt keeper.
Yeah. How she did a complete flip. Oh, that was horrible. That never should have happened. She tweets this, but then she doesn't use a link for Fox News. She uses a link for probably the first time in her life. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Maybe twice in her life. But she uses the link for CNN. She's done a complete 360. Man, please.
What I'd like to see is, I want to see them investigate Lindsey Graham a little bit on the supposed calls to Georgia, and then I bet you that he would flip.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take much for him.
Yeah.
Just put the screws a little bit on him.
Yes.
What I'm interested in seeing is how this all goes when everybody, when the whole transition happens, everything they dig up, and we actually find out how bad it really is.
Yeah.
Because as time goes on, the day was horrible, but as we keep finding out other stuff, it just makes it worse and worse and worse, because you find out who was in on it. One of the protesters or terrorists said that they were paid and they were told to come there, but they didn't want to disclose who paid them, which, whatever. It's like you said, some of the people are flipping, like that Horn guy, Jake, whatever his name is.
Jake and Jelly.
Yeah, he's flipping and saying he was invited there by Trump and told to come there.
Probably was.
Yeah. What'd you say?
He probably was.
Yeah. So they're like starting to say, a lot of them are flipping, and I'm just waiting to see what really happened and how all the pieces fit together, and we'll have a bigger picture. But I think we're only at the tip of the iceberg at finding out how bad it really was behind.
And I want to know why no police officers have been arrested yet.
Yeah, the one taking selfies and all that. Anyway, before I forget, I just want to state this for people like Jim Jordan and Lindsey Graham and all them. Okay.
Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz is never going to get his head unstuck from Trump's sphincter. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that there needs to be consequences for these actions. not only was incitement done, and they can claim that maybe Donald Trump was just utilizing his First Amendment right, but he wasn't using his First Amendment right when he called Raffensperger and tried to get him to push the 11,780 votes, which is just one more than I need to win. Okay, so just pick one. Okay, he's impeached. Just pick one. Stop playing around. I know Clyburn stated that we might wait until after Joe Biden's first 100 days before they send it up to the Senate, that they'll probably vote for it in the House and then send it up after the first 100. I'm okay with that, okay?
I'm okay with that.
Learn how to work with us, because there's probably going to be more investigations, and be on the right side of things, guys.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how many senators had their hands in this. How many?
That's exact. I'm literally talking about that in particular.
Yeah.
It's they only want the big fish, right? They'll let some of you little fish go if you give them a little something. Okay.
Right.
If you have your hand in something, come clean.
That's
Now's
right.
the time. Now's the time.
Oh, some of them they're gonna flip. They're gonna sing.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
They're gonna sing. They are. They're not gonna be able to take it. You're tough when you're talking, and it's just talk.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is, if you really believed in what you were doing, you wouldn't sing. You wouldn't give up anything. I mean, the one guy, Sean, I can't remember his name, the one from Hawaii, he already told the FBI that he was there at Trump's request. He said that.
Yeah.
So no loyalty.
No, and they're already turning anyway.
Yes.
Did you see what's his face? Alex Jones going off on the guy QAnon that called in?
No.
I'm tired of your QAnon bullshit. When Alex Jones separates himself from you, that is funny.
Wow.
He was just singing praises of QAnon.
Yeah, but just recently he had somebody call in. He's like, everything you guys ever say never comes true. I'm tired of this bullshit. It's great. I watched it actually just before I got on with you guys.
Oh, I guess he doesn't want to lose his platform and
right
his hosting services.
Right.
Yeah.
See you, Carly.
How surprised? Okay, this can be the last question before we wrap it up. How surprised were you guys when you found out all of the different platforms that, first of all, shut down Donald Trump, but when Google and Amazon stepped up and removed Parler from there?
So
and Google, Apple, and Amazon. How surprised were you guys with that?
I'm not in any way surprised, actually, because you started seeing some of these companies pulling their money away from some of these people that were supporting all of this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Publishers, Marriott said that it's not donating any money to anybody that challenged these elections and things like that.
I read that today.
So right now the money is getting hit, and once the money gets hit, that is a clear sign that shit's
and that's
gonna change.
For Holly and Cruz.
Look at the Washington football team. They sure as hell weren't going to change their name until the stadium was like, you ain't coming to play here if you're not going to change that name. And now we have the Washington football team.
Hey.
You know what I mean? You hit them in the wallet, you get results.
Change.
Lydia, were you surprised?
I was really surprised. Actually.
I was too.
I was really surprised. It was a long, because they didn't do anything all this time.
I got suspended on Twitter. He should have been suspended a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, they will
Right to
suspend
encourage.
anybody else.
Yeah.
I've been suspended. I've been suspended
Okay.
twice,
See? And so
and I'm not conservative.
Yeah.
okay.
But I'm just saying across the board, it's very, so yeah, I was surprised, but I was even more surprised when Spotify, Shopify, and some of these people, I'm like, dude, you can't
Man,
go nowhere.
nowhere. Reddit.
He's been poking the beehive long enough, and now it's time to get stung. You make a war on big tech. I mean, okay, and expect them to just roll over their companies. They're people with businesses. It's just like these.
Right.
Okay. Oh man, I have a good analogy. Maybe it's better in my head than it will be when I say it. But so you have these companies that the Trump supporters support because they don't want to have masks, right? And it's within their rights not to have masks in their companies because it's their companies or some shit. Well, guess what? It's within Twitter's right not to have Donald Trump or Powell or Flynn or any of the QAnon. It's within their rights just as much as it's within the Belmar gym's rights to open up, with its COVID stuff.
Bingo.
I have a question. Did anybody else see the fact that some of the protesters, the Trumpers, are starting to turn against Trump now?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't. When did that happen today?
What's happening is it's been happening over the past couple of days. What's happening is it started when he put out that concession speech.
That's what it was.
Okay. So when he said, when he had that like mild-mannered concession speech, they went two ways.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the crazy ones did one, but they're both crazy. So anyway, one group decided that they were going to claim that it was actually a deep fake video and wasn't really Donald Trump making a concession speech because of lines in his neck or some stupid nonsense. I don't know. And the other ones said that he turned his back on them. Like, I think it was Nick Fuentes said these people were willing to die for Trump, and he turned his backs on them. So yeah, they're like hamsters. When you touch the young and they eat them, that's what's going on right now. They're just devouring each other.
Yeah. I had seen where they were like, he told us what to do, we did it, and now he turns his back on us. Yep. So they're starting to turn on him.
I hope so. I hope so. This needs to be like broken up as quickly as possible, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah,
I agree.
All right, before we wrap up,
this for months. I'm sorry, I just want one more thing.
Ahead. Yeah,
they planned this for months, right? At least a month. They planned all of this on whatever platforms they use, and then they do it. Then they get in trouble. They get backlash. Oh no, it wasn't us. It was Antifa.
Can I give one last craziness?
Of course.
Okay. There is one perspective that we're leaving out of all this, and that is how terrorists conduct their business. Okay. So a terrorist, when they're going to do what they're going to do, the first thing that they do is they try the defenses of that particular area. So they probe. So they might walk around and look at the cameras and things like that. What if this event that happened was the probe and it's setting up for the 17th or the 19th or the 20th?
Right.
Stay out of DC. You don't need to be there. Let the law enforcement and the National Guard handle it.
And be careful in Florida. Yeah. Because he leaves to go to Florida on the 19th.
Right.
So Florida needs to be aware and alert. I mean, he's already cut himself off from Pence. Hope Hicks is done. She said because his term's up, only out of loyalty to him, not because of what happened, which is really ignorant in my opinion, but it is what it is. So she wants to be loyal to him, she can. So basically he's going to be cut off. I think Florida needs to be on alert, safe, and aware as well. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
I think, but it's going to be hard to get everybody to follow in line since it's highly Republican here. And then we also have Junior Trump as the governor. So it's going to be really hard to, to kind of put that in action. But I'm in Orange County, which is highly Democratic. So hopefully I won't feel the effects so much.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
All right.
Be safe.
Yes. So before we wrap up, did you guys want to say anything else?
I want to thank everybody that's been showing us support, watching the videos, buying the merchandise. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing.
That's true.
So thank you.
Thank you. Yep. And I just want to say, I know sometimes I'm on here spotty, but I really love you guys, and I thank you for everything. And I love you guys, Vonda and Sean. So I just wanted to say
I love y'all too.
We're like the Three Musketeers, except
Yes, we are.
I'm the dumb one.
No, I want to say that
Nobody believed that. And if you're new, first of all, Sean is full of shit right now. Anybody that has watched Just Talk or watched the Indigenous Patriot, y'all know he's full of shit. He's very intelligent.
Amen.
I'm good.
He's like, I'm good.
You're so bad. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for supporting us. It is really appreciated. And like we always say, nobody has actually, nobody's taken us up so far yet. If you guys have any suggestions, if there's something you want to hear us talk about, debate, hit us up in the comments. Let us know. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Sean's too. And we appreciate the support. Remember, the comeback is always greater than the setback. You guys, please be safe, alert, and aware.
2021 is ours.
2021 is ours. I love that, Sean.
Let's get it.
Yep, let's get it. All right, y'all stay safe. Bye, Lydia. Bye, Sean.
Bye.
Sean, say it again.
Le Pitch Canal, I'll see you again.
Aww.
Okay.